we had a formal, it's not like one day I went to them and said, okay, everybody, now our research phase is started. It was much more casual, and I was careful because I know that they were a little bit suspicious of journalists because they're always being portrayed in one way.
Yes.
And so I had to sort of gain their trust first, and that involved really a lot of just socializing. It wasn't even work. It was just hanging out on Sundays and spending time together. But eventually I would ask more direct questions, and eventually I would talk about, I'm making a film, and I want to hear your stories. And we would gather around, and trends would emerge. Like I said earlier, the feeling of being trapped was something that always I kept hearing over and over. Some abuses were very common, like passports being stolen, or insufficient food, or vacation time not being properly given. And obviously we knew we wanted to put those in the film because they kept coming up. But also the talent kept coming up, and the family aspect, and hearing these women tell me about their kids who they have to leave behind, but also the kids that they're raising in Hong Kong, who sometimes treat them like a mother, even though they're not the real mother. And so we were doing research. We're still doing research, to be honest. Obviously I was very nervous, and I feel a lot of responsibility myself because I'm not directly from that community. But Andrew can tell you, we did a lot of research while we're shooting. Because it's photo montage, we can change the dialogue well into post-production. So our actors often would come with a new idea, and we'd re-record the sound and match it. But the research was an ongoing process, I would say, and I continue to learn about the community even until today.
Thank you, Stefano. So I will ask you some more questions later. Andrew, I believe apart from being part of this film, you were also among the choreographers, right?
I was supposed to be one of the choreographers, but I was too busy with my job.
Okay.
So I'm so thankful because I wanted to really support the film. So I was so thankful that Stefanos actually created another character for me in the film. So yeah, so it's all because I'm Filipino and I support Filipino content. So yeah, so I danced in the film. I don't know if they showed it probably. So yeah.
And what was the production process like for you? And what was the feeling like, being surrounded by other Filipino performers, or telling the story and narratives of the migrant workers here in Hong Kong?
I was very proud. I was very proud. And it was collaboration, I think. That's why I supported the film. It's more of like I've never had an experience of someone asking me, like a filmmaker, to create a content about migrant workers, which is like the and so to me it was a big opportunity to be visible and to help the community. Yeah.
Okay. So maybe we could invite some questions. Do you have any questions for Andrew and or Stefanos? Just raise your hand. We can pass them the mic to you. Yes. Tell us your name.
My name's Ran.
Ren.
This question's for Stefanos. Will you tell us what H stands for?
That's such okay.
Or will you keep it a secret?
It's funny, Andrew and I were just talking about this. I can tell you, sure. Yeah, but I think, so what Andrew and I were just talking about is, it's a lot of people ask this question, and it's quite, it's an enigma in a way, because I don't really know actually how H, it doesn't really stand for anything, but it just sort of persisted. Andrew, maybe after you can also talk about how you were thinking about H, but I think the simplest answer is probably that when we were writing way back in the beginning, before we even thought of character names, we made,